Let's go back to the 1960s when a psychologist named Stanley Milgram conducted a shocking experiment, literally shocking. Milgram wanted to understand how far people would go in obeying authority, even if it meant harming someone else. So he set up an experiment to test this. Here's how it worked. Participants were told they were part of a learning study, but they weren't the ones being tested. They were assigned the role of the teacher, while another person, supposedly another volunteer but actually an actor, was the learner. The teacher was instructed to help the learner memorize word pairs. Each time the learner made a mistake, the teacher was instructed to administer an electric shock, increasing the voltage with every error. Now, here's the twist. The shocks weren't real. The learner, seated out of sight in another room, was just pretending to be in pain, but the teacher didn't know that. They thought they were delivering actual shocks that went up to dangerous levels. And each time the teacher hesitated, a person in a white lab coat, the experiment's authority figure, would calmly urge them to continue. The experiment requires you to go on. So, what did people do? Surprisingly, most participants continued delivering shocks, despite hearing cries of pain, pleas to stop, and even silence that suggested the learner might have been seriously hurt. In fact, Milgram found that over 60% of participants went all the way to the highest voltage, simply because the authority figure insisted they keep going. Many showed signs of extreme stress, sweating, shaking, even begging to stop, but they obeyed. The presence of an authority figure, a person in a white lab coat, made them go against their own moral judgment. Milgram's experiment revealed something powerful about human nature. When an authority figure instructs us, we're more likely to follow orders, even if it means acting against our own values. Authority, it turns out, has an enormous impact on our behavior, often stronger than our own sense of right and wrong. It's why we listen to experts without questioning, why uniforms and titles influence our trust, and why we often follow directions from figures who seem knowledgeable, regardless of the situation. Milgram's findings shocked the world, highlighting how easily authority can lead people to act in ways they'd never consider on their own. And today, it's a reminder to think twice when following instructions, especially if they go against our instincts. Authority has a powerful place in our minds, but understanding this influence helps us make conscious choices rather than just following orders.